players, let's get into day 6 of Frumpy Dump's hush money trial. Baby, once again, Judge Marshawn let us know he didn't come here to play. He came here to slay, honey, when he told one of Frumpy Dump's Cracker Jack Box attorneys that he's losing all credibility. Now, if you know anything about the legal world, that is one word, credibility, you don't want to play with. Y'all go ahead and grab your tea and have a seat. Let's get into it. We started out the morning with Frumpy Dump once again lying. He was standing there decreeing and declaring that the police had placed barricades up, preventing the tank sniffers from coming to protest on his behalf. There are some barricades out there, but they are likely there because somebody set themselves on fire last week. I mean, come on, man. I declare it's a disgrace.
Outside for great Americans, people that want to come down and they want to protest at the court and they want to protest peacefully. We have more police presence here than anyone's ever seen.
As you can see, people can still drive up and down the street, and there's plenty of room for the Frumpy Dump tank sniffers to come and protest. He's more worried about the Frumpy Dump tank sniffers than he's worried about his own family, because none of them were in the courtroom. I declare, not even his wife. So they started out the morning dealing with the gag order violations that Frumpy Dump may have done on Devil Is a Lie Social. The prosecutors were arguing that Frumpy Dump reposting other people's words is definitely a violation to the gag order. In fact, they said that Frumpy Dump has edited some of those posts to include his own thoughts. Now, Frumpy Dump's Cracker Jack Box legal team argued that him reposting other people's words is not a violation to the gag order. Now, Judge Marshawn asked him, do he believe that Frumpy Dump is being careful not to violate the gag order? Todd Blanche, which is Frumpy Dump's attorney, said that he believes that he's being very careful. Now, that's when the judge tapped him on the forehead and said, look, you are losing all credibility with me. Now, the judge ultimately decided to rule on those violations at a later date. He did not specify when that will be. Now on to the actual trial. David Pecker, which is the publisher of the National Enquirer, took the stand again today. Now David Pecker testified that he is a longtime friend of Frumpy Dump, that they've been knowing each other since the 1980s. He even decreed and declared that when Frumpy Dump was doing The Apprentice, he would let him know who was going to be fired before the episode would actually air. He testified that Frumpy Dump initially introduced him to Michael Cohen in 2007 and told him in 2015 that if anything came across his desk that pertained to him, that's any rumors or anything, he was to call Michael Cohen. He said that he began doing that and things really got busy during the 2016 campaign, so much so that he would contact Michael Cohen daily. He said in August of 2015 is when things really started to get interesting, when he had a meeting with Michael Cohen, Frumpy Dump, and Frumpy Dump's communication director, Hope Hicks. They asked him what his magazine could do to help his campaign. He said that he told them that he could be the eyes and ears, and told them that he would tip them off about anything that he heard, including women selling stories. He said they came up with the plan that Michael Cohen would purchase the negative stories and then they would kill them to prevent them from being published. He said that he normally didn't do things like this because his objective was to sell as many magazines as possible. So killing stories was not a part of something that he was willing to do, but he decided to do it for Frumpy Dump in this case. So he got in touch with his editor, Dylan Howard, and they hashed out a plan. Anything that came across the desk about Frumpy Dump was supposed to go through David Pecker first, and then he would contact Michael Cohen, and then they would get the ball rolling as to whether they were going to kill the story. He also testified that Frumpy Dump would often want him to publish negative stories about his opponent, like Hillary Clinton. Here's some of the negative stories that was published by the National Enquirer about Hillary Clinton, Ben Carson, Marco Rubio, Lil Marco, and Freddie Cruz. He testified that the Enquirer would embellish the stories and publish them to help Frumpy Dump in his primary. For instance, Ben Carson left a sponge in a patient's brain. Also, Freddie Cruz shamed by a P-star. And then the family man, Marco Rubio, loved child stunner. These are things that he would send to Michael Cohen before they were published. So at the end of it, they began talking about that driver that I told y'all about yesterday that was trying to sell a story about Frumpy Dump allegedly having a love child. He started talking about that He said that he did go ahead and pay this guy, but he vetted the story and found out that it was 1,000% not true. All right, players, so that's what happened today. I've been watching a lot of legal analysts, and they're saying that this was a bad day for Frumpy Dump. I mean, David Pecker was one of his closest friends, and a lot of people have been saying that Michael Cohen was a star witness. In my opinion, David Pecker is the star witness. All right, players, put your thoughts in the comments. Keep it locked right here with the Blackurate News, where I'll keep you updated on all of this. And remember, there's no court tomorrow. We will resume on Thursday. Put your thoughts. This is Double D Mo for the Blackurate News.